I'm a little sad that McCooey's been fairly handshaken so far as Kanavi moves to the bot scuttle. But does have a bit of a 1v1 here between the junglers.
Yago was able to rotate pretty fast, but you can see bot lane is actually the focus. That Loken doesn't have that flash to be able to get over the wall, tries to get towards the team to be able to survive. Ooh. Barely alive. They have Lumao wanting to go in with the crash down onto Tarzan. First blood picked up by Lumao. The flash is coming in. Iwandi barely alive. Do they commit to this dive? They have a little bit of damage from that Battlestar, but the flash in picks up the kill for Yagao.
That was so beautiful from JDG. This was absolute.
JDG have been able to get a lot of tempo from that one play.
Yeah, able to get themselves ahead on the map. And they will be able to grab this Drake away. Tarzan wanted to steal that.
Oh,
we've got to fight.
TP in. They're able to get the stun onto Tarzan. Lumao, got to be careful. Here comes the call of the Forge God. Not going to be able to get the knock. A beautiful bubble in from
top side. He's thinking Zoom might go for a dive.
Yeah, but they have at least the knockup coming in. Call of the Forge God. When the spell shield get used, it doesn't get used at all, and it's a kill for Tarzan.
Read him like a book. Beautiful.
Want to be able to get into the spit, but all 5 members of both teams are here. It's going to be the smite secured by Kanavi. They could continue to look for the play further on to LNG.
Oh, Zoom just wants the 1v1. Makuya, he's going to be feared. There's no way out of this one, surely.
Flashed, was able to get away. The Rocket doing a little bit of damage. Finally, they get the stun, and there's the onslaught of shadows to be able to get the kill for Kanavi.
Okay, so JDG making a snap decision here. We don't care about this Drake. We're going top side. They find the pick on Makuya. He doesn't have TP. This will be first tower of the game in favor of JDG. This is the best possible use you can get out of the Rift Herald, where Zoom is able to just shove this in, make sure he's close enough to get the gold from the tower here. In the meantime, Kanavi can clear out this entire topside jungle. So Tarzan ultimately loses out individually when it comes to this trade. You can see him. He knows it. He wants to try and stop that happening. Smite available for Kanavi, but Zoom has not used it in that way once during this laning phase so far. He's been blocking the Brittles consistently, that time blocking the second proc on Call of the Forge God. It's really, really great to see him being so proficient on this Nocturne.
And honestly, it's a surprise. It's not a pick you expect too often, but here's Paranoia looking for the dive onto Icon, and they blow him up.
Yeah, see you later, Icon. Not a lot Icon can do about that one. And here's the beauty of the Nocturne pick, right? Most top laners, you have a bit of time.
Yes, you do. I was waiting to see if they wanted to commit fully for that dive, but once they saw that Iwandi was there, they saw Makuya as well. They're just going to look for the poke instead onto LNG, though that Makuya stepped a little too far forward, so they can get that pick as well.
Makuya looking like a Nautilus right there. Accidentally goes space burst into the wall and gets punished for it. Onto the tower. We've got re-engage.
TP, Iwandi, you were able to survive, but at what cost? Look at Tarzan, how much damage is back onto him. Yago having to flash to be able to survive away from Icon, but he does not have the shockwave to try to keep this fight going. Light might be able to at least get a little bit of damage onto him, but Lumao, still underneath the turret, will be able to escape this fight as Yago. Ooh, nice, leave trouble bubble, and Icon barely alive too.
Icon really wanted to make something happen. He wanted to push the advantage, the temporary advantage that they had. Loken now in trouble. Makuya's teleported down.
Oh, that was a pretty good attempt coming in from Loken to be able to survive, but unfortunately, we knew what was going to happen once we saw that Tarzan was there.
All right.
No, and Iwandi does not have that unbreakable will this time. Going to be a lot easier to be able to burst down. LNG are trying to see if they can set up. Sleepy Trouble Bubble not going to be able to connect, but look at Kanavi with the Paranoia as well. They dive in. It's going to be the secure on the side for Tarzan, but the backline is getting eviscerated. Jumping on top of Light, flashing over the wall to be able to survive. But Zoom now trades targets, looking for Iwandi instead, getting a lot of damage on him so they can chase him down, pick up the kill, and only Light, look at that, so far away to be able to survive. Kanavi, he could go for the full dive, but he decides to peel off that one instead. They've already won the fight.
Yeah, he was thinking about it, but you know what? JDG, who cares if it's a 4v5 they scream? They absolutely annihilate LNG. Guess what? Makuya and Tarzan had already twos.
Oh, look at this TP.
But you could pressure in hips with this.
There's no mana there to be able to try to survive. He's not quite tanky enough. Going to be able to get the fear they need to be able to fear him the other way towards Yagao. So they give the kill over to him as well. The turret was taken in the bot lane, but look at this. JDG, they get the kill. They have that Rift Herald as well, but they can decide where and when they want to pop it.
Yeah, but Tarzan and Icon are on the bottom side of the map right now, so there's nothing they can do to stop anything here. Loken can just clear the wave because the Herald will finish the tower off here. This is beautiful from JDG, and this is what we talk about, right? We said that the smartest...
They're back and they are looking strong. Even with these dives that look a little bit risky from Kanavi, he's getting bounced around, but Lumao is nearby. Having to use the Onslaught of Shadows to be able to get away, they're trying to see if they can re-engage, but all 5 members of LNG are here. The flash over the wall coming in from Lumao. Zoom's not in range, does have that paranoia. If they can continue to chase, Magnet Storm was flashed away, jumping onto the backline, getting so much damage on Icon, but they're going to trade instead onto Tarzan. Try to get Yagao to get a little bit more damage, but look at Loken this entire time, fighting against Light, getting a lot more of that poke damage. He tried to get the Gale Force in, will be able to trade the life of Loken for his own, but only now. The top and support for LNG are alive compared to the 3 members on JDG. Yagao is chasing away Makuya, looking for the paddle started, keep them pushed underneath this tier 2 while Zoom pushes in mid.
Look at Zoom. Yeah, look at Zoom. He's already pushing in the mid lane. That fight was pure chaos, and JDG are just plenty ahead enough to use their lead in a nutshell. And then Light finally manages to trade 1 kill for his own life, but it's just not enough.
Well, we come right back in. Light's dead. Iwandi is dead, and there is a Baron up. Right now,
this is beautiful here from JDG. They can start this one off easily. What is that TP? Icon, why are you TPing to the bottom side of the map?
They're trying to get soul point. They're trading. They're saying, you know what? We cannot fight here. We at least can get something.
Here's the thing, though. He didn't need to TP. Tarzan could just solo this. Like, that was a complete waste of TP in my mind. There was no double contest here. It wasn't like JDG were trying to do both at the same time. Like, this was just a free Drake for the side of LNG. Icon did not need to teleport for that one. He's just going to now push the wave and reset, I guess. But I think there was... With a composition that's more than happy to play side lanes as well with this Nocturne, they just look on top of the world.
And Light not respecting the paranoia. He's saying, oh, they're not going to dive me mid lane, right?
And this is like, with the Jinx here and the Zoe as well, there are like elements to the dive that you don't immediately think of, right? Because Jinx is not historically a dive, so really, really great use of that paranoia. And now, as we said, this Nocturne could sit in the side lane while the rest of the team
with
sieges.
a Magnet Storm on top of Icon. They blow him up in the back line, so now they can try to see if they can get the trade. They lose Kanavi, but keep in mind that Zoom has a Guardian's Angel, so if they focus them, it's not going to look out too good for the side of LNG. Makuya, the tank, is taken out by Loken, while the rest of LNG are forced back at the steps of their own base. Yagao is keeping them pinned so they can open up the inhibitor and open up the game.
JDG just try to force their advantage here.
On this one. Who would expect that? I wouldn't have been ready for that. Just Zoom's like, you know what? I played Cho'Gath. I've played Set. Nocturne. That's what I'm playing next. We're going for this instead as Light takes a big brunt of damage on the other side. And guess what? This Nocturne paranoia getting the flash in from Tarzan to be able to survive, but they're going to just see if they can focus down Iwandi instead with so much damage, the flash coming in, but they have got him where they want him. They have the kill coming in from Lumao, and they are diving so deep. Kanavi dies in the entire fight, while the rest of them getting that stun onto Makuya, looking for Yagao to see if they can at least follow it up onto Tarzan. They might be excited the shockwave gets too, but it doesn't help any. Not when you're pinned into your fountain yet again by JDG. They've got minions this time around, so now they can end game 1 definitively, take the lead over LNG, make sure they are one step closer to having that massive tie towards the top. Oh no, Lumao dies to the fountain, but it doesn't really matter. It's just the padding of the KDA.
Oh man, that was hilarious. I don't think he knew that he was going to be going up fountain rate. Last week, this was... I want to say against the Scion, if I'm not mistaken,
yes,
but I don't exactly remember.
Oh, no.
And
I could look it up, see what it was against. I know that the set was against Void, and they might even be setting up a dive.
It's possible. I think Kanavi's just going to reset.
Nice
he was just
flash, trying to get away.
Low.
Wow, he dies to the zap.
Wow, really well played by Light and Iwandi. This is the issue of Bard, right?
It says Kanavi back up top lane. Makuya, not yet level 6. Might be a pretty easy dive for them to be able to execute with the showstopper. Unfortunately, missed that rupture, so look at the damage on top of him with a huge shield to flash away, but you know that Kanavi's looking to chase down, flashing away to be able to survive too.
There's a little dicey, but they get away with it. We got to see that little interaction I talked about in Champ Select, which feels like a long time ago now, but Zoom got silenced as he was trying to go for the haymaker.
So Lumao, if they want to be able to use it, but the hook's going to be able to land on him and bring him back in with the play. Ragnarok has been popped, but somehow he dies to the ignite on the other side, trying to be able to get away. Supermaker Deathrock doesn't pick up the kill, but they get the kill of Kanavi on the other side. All the while, Icon trying to see if he can kill Kanavi, but he's still alive, and they take down Icon. How did he survive for so long?
And you know what? Zoom is the guy that brought this Cho'Gath to the top lane this split. I'm pretty sure he knows how the champion works. I'm pretty sure he's happy to go against it. 2v2.
As that Haymaker shield, look at how much damage it does back. They're going to be able to at least trade Zoom's life for the top lane, but Knavi might find the kill underneath the turret onto Tarzan. He's got 4 kills on Udyr.
Double kill, baby, coming on in. Zoom already has 3 turret plates on that top side as well, so just going to crash the wave. Doesn't need to try and stick around. Won't be able to get any more plates on the back of it. And damage mid as well.
Icon's dead here. Temper Fate used just to make sure they can kill him. Lantern was thrown, but it was pretty much all in vain.
Look at this. JDG just roaming around, moving Death Squad right here. Knavi is looking for an MVP is what's happening. 100% kill participation. Got himself the first Herald of the game and immediately slammed it mid for the plates. You can see 2 plates left in the top side, 1 plate left mid lane. And you know what? It doesn't even matter that this Caitlyn didn't win lane. That 20 CS lead is nowhere near enough for the side, buddy.
The jungler.
Everyone is ahead.
Oh, this is not looking good. Mercury realizes what's happening right here. Here's the showstopper. And look, Yagao's here as well to make sure that he is not escaping Paddlestar kill for him.
Easy as you like. Now to the bottom side, though, because Tarzan is trying to replicate on the opposite side of the map.
He's trying to, but unfortunately, it looks like Loki and Lumao were able to read that play pretty well. Despite the fact that Icon is rotating too, could be able to get something back. The Shockwave not going to be able to connect on the targets need to. Tempered Fate not hitting Icon. Instead, Yagao wants to be able to get a little bit of poke with the Paddlestar, but they have to back out. They can't really find it just yet. The Sleepy Trouble Bubble connecting. Paddlestar as well. Getting a little... No, does not get the damage on Tarzan, so they have to back out.
Yeah, they will back away in the end, but look at the play difference, right? 320 versus 1440. There's a 4,000 gold lead. In fact, it's almost 5,000 at this point, especially once this tower goes down. That will go up to 5,000. And here's where Caitlyn's really good, right? Caitlyn is strong in the laning phase.
What we expected. Big lead from JDG, getting themselves this first Infernal Drake of the game, is going to set them up that if the game keeps scaling up, if it keeps lasting long enough, they have always that opportunity to fall back onto Souls.
And I just love that we're seeing a creative JDG this series. Kuya ignited. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to move up to the rest of his team here. We get to see the Siege. This is what Caitlyn is picked for. Now with the Herald, they can just take a tier 2 comfortably.
And take that easily. Look, bot lane as well. Zoom's been pushing in the minions this entire time, so they open up more of the jungle of Tarzan so they can have more pressure for Knavi, while bot lane, they'd have it all set perfectly so they can rotate and take another turret. That's 2 turrets in the span of less than 30 seconds.
Oh, Makuya hit with a bubble as well. That could be a kill if they can follow up.
Paddles are, body blocked by Zoom, but he picks up the kill. It's going to be the Shockwave onto Knavi, but look at Zoom in the middle of everyone. He doesn't care. God. He's the one forcing the flashes away from LNG.
Don't know the advantage they have, right? It's very clear when you look at this gameplay that JDG know how far ahead in gold they are. They have since they got like a 2,000 gold lead. They've been abusing that lead. And
there is no rush. There's nothing that LNG can do, so as they're waiting to see if they want to be able to set up around Baron, they get themselves this dragon and then rotate up towards the Baron if they want to be able to find this pick, especially with Iwandi getting caught like this. He's way too far out trying to get these wards, and so he's going to die for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, so Iwandi caught out. He's trying to get vision on the Baron. Makuya's caught as well.
And he's just dead. There's no real survival there. You're 0 and 6 on Cho'Gath. You're not nearly as tanky as you'd like to be. And with 2 dead, you know now it's time for the Baron because they can take it easier.
So they didn't play it exactly how I was like trying to lay out, in that they didn't go for trying to siege the inhibs or anything like that. But what they did is they basically said, okay, Knavi, you go do the Drake. We're going to play the rest of the map and take over. Rocket comes in and steals it.
He did it! He stole it with the rocket. This play coming in from LNG. They needed to be able to at least get something out of that Baron. Sure, denying it from the hands of JDG is big, but getting to be fast. He is going to look to get into that backline. They've got the lockdown onto Light. They've busted out the QSS. They've brought him back into the fight. He's trying to get the Lantern to be able to stay alive, but look at this. Hard focusing on top of him. Our Light is gone. Now, even though they've lost Loken on the other side, it's not that bad because Icon is out of the fight too. That is LNG getting completely caught out, and Mokuya, it's your 7th time you've died.
The Dumpling Brothers, baby, they come through again. Yaga with the perfect triple bubble onto Light, forces the cleanse out, and then Zoom comes in, gets the showstopper. There's no way to to cleanse and flash out of the play. Light forced into the rest of the enemy team. He flashes after the fact, but he still goes down. Easy soul now for JDG, and they can blow this game wide open.
Loken's like, why do they keep focusing me? I'm not the important one in this fight. And even with that kill, you think you got Caitlyn. It's great.
Talking about how the Infernal Soul isn't like a primary win condition for JDG, it's still super nice. Like, Yagao can comfortably one-shot people now on this Zoe. We gotta fight.
Tempered Fate was able to lock down Icon again, and you know they're going to be able to eviscerate him. Look at Makuya, barely alive on the outskirts. Lumao jumped into everybody, but they're going to be able to get the trade on Cho'Gath so that everyone else can try to see if they can kite it back. They've got Tarzan low. Can they get that last little bit of poke onto him as they continue to keep them pulled away? Yagao gets pulled in, has to go golden to be able to survive, but they get the bear stance they needed to on I wanted to take him out. And now, even though Light has been untouched, unfocused, he is finally able to show up in these fights, getting the zaps, looking for Loken, looking to get excited, but does he get it? He does get a little bit of the kite back, but finally is taken out of the fight. And Icon, unfortunately, nowhere to be able to go back to. JDG are able to rout them.
Kanavi gets the triple kill to round this game out, and it looked close. It was so close. A 10,000 gold difference, though, is enough for JDG to close this one out. And honestly, I think JDG should have lost that fight. Ultimately, they misplayed multiple times, and Kanavi gets... Iwandi gets the perfect hook onto Yagao. This is going to be game.
It is game 2-0 for JDG, tying themselves up at the top. They have a lot that they have to work on if they want to be able to get a good playoff seed, but